It's December, and this is Jyoti. I've come back to just report to you a little bit more about what the fountain has been about and the Mother Earth Delegation and this deep alliance that we have as we're walking forward and completing this year of 2022. So I thought about today's talk with you, and I decided I really wanted to end this year by putting my gratitude about all that has transpired through this year in a prayer of gratitude. So I'm sitting here on the sacred territory of the Pomo and the Coastal Miwok people, and I'm a grandmother kneeling to offer this prayer to you and yours during these high holy days with the winter solstice that's about to transpire on the 21st. And I'm told 48 hours after the winter solstice, the new moon will appear. And so this is going to be a huge doorway. I'm told that this is because this has been such a heavy purification time that we've been in, and many have released themselves and surrendered themselves and gone through self-investigation and cleared and cleansed themselves so that they've been able to raise their vibration to a higher level. And those that have prepared themselves in that way, when this doorway with the winter solstice opens, they tell me that the veils between the seen and the unseen world are going to get very thin, gossamer-like. And those that are prepared will be able to be more interactive with that unseen world, to receive more inspiration, divine intervention, and instruction for what they're carrying for the Mother Earth herself and this great creation we all have the privilege to live and be a part of. So with that said, let me offer my prayer of gratitude to you and yours. Oh, Mother, Father, God, I give thanks for this year of 2022. It's been quite a year for all of us, so many challenges, so many opportunities within the challenges, but it has taken our courage to walk this year, to let go of things we no longer need, to bring the shadow of who we are into the light so that we could embrace it and lift it higher. And for that, I give great thanks. You have stirred so much on this planet this year through your weather, these mother elements of the air and the water and the fire, Earth herself, shaking us awake with each of these steps that she's taken us through. It's not been easy, so it takes a courage within the heart to open ourselves to such moments, to surrender and release ourselves into such moments so we can move more fully into the alignment that our souls have come to do with this Mother Earth during her ascension time. And for this alone, I give great thanks. For it has brought to the world table the most amazing collaborators through our partners, through individuals, through philanthropists, through organizations and movements that are aligned with this time of change and prophecy, that are showing up. And even sometimes when we're on our knees with it all, we lift our heads higher, we listen more deeply, and we follow your instruction. And it is bringing us closer to one another. It is helping us learn how to unify with our diversity. You have brought such clear instruction from the Kagaba Nation, those Kogi Mamos that are at the top of the world where the West has not touched them yet. They saw something in the fountain and the work that we were doing there in Colombia, and they called us to come and stand there. And they prepared for 4 years these 8 staff that would be handed out to our Mother Earth delegation to hold them in the territories that they hold so dear and that they represent and caretake. So there's a grid of possibility that is just landing and a mystery that is unfolding even as we speak now. Thank you. Thank you for trusting us with something so precious. And it is through that work that the instructions have started to flow to us, and that we were able in this year to land 2 small land trusts there in Colombia. One is being established as a sacred space, so those mamas from the top of the world can flow down into Taneca, this first village that opens to the sacred territories of the Kagaba Nation. They can meet and they can restore a foundation that is based on those original principles that brought life and sustained life and is still doing so. They have opened up their village of Taneca so that it landed as the second land trust. And then they brought us the information that in this valley of Taneca, that there is a body there, and that this body is one that has been separated, dismembered, and now it's time for it to come back into its wholeness. They said that we had landed the head and the arms, and now we must bring the 7 next pieces together for the wholeness of this body. And oh, Creator, I'm so curious. For they call the La Sierra Nevada the heart of the world. So when this body that has been dismembered and pulled apart is brought back together in its wholeness, what will reverberate around this planet from the heart of the world? This has my curiosity up, Creator. And it humbles me. It humbles me. And now they've gone about restoring their own ecology there, bringing in the guinea pig, which used to be a meat that helped to nourish all of the community. This guinea pig would give of itself in order to nourish the people, but it had left. And now we're bringing that in slowly but surely, finding ways that will bring this part of the creation there in Colombia back to itself. Now they've sent the next message that it's time for them to grow coffee. So, because it's also natural to this ecology. And that way they can be sustainable in their nature and bring things to a more whole fruition for all the peoples there. The mamas, the sagas, the children, and all the people of the Kagaba Nation. And recently you sent me an article that shared how the UNESCO is really seeing what is happening and is recognizing the 4 original people and the way they're going about restoring their territories, that it will be an example for the world to follow, and that we are some way a small part in service to that. I am so thankful. I am thankful for the Mother Earth Delegation and all the things that they're doing to bring their message of hope and wisdom out into this world at a time when it is so needed. Many of them have gone off to COP to stand there because that organization of COP was not listening to the voice of the Mother Earth, was not responding in a timely way to the critical moment of choice that we're in. And so our delegation goes there to shout out loudly, it is time to listen. The time is now. They went to Egypt, and some represented this voice in the gathering of COP that just happened in Canada. And we went to Stockholm and met with the Sami peoples there, high up in the north country of Sweden. And we attended to the 50 plus so that we could again bring this voice. For in such happenings, I'm so surprised that when their world leaders are sitting down to look at the critical moment of choice we're in, that they somehow bar the door so that very few, very small percentage that get to come and be a part of that conversation are from our original people. So we stood, our small group, outside of this gathering, and we chanted over and over and over, we can help. we can help. And so the press and the media and this voice of Mother Earth is starting to be picked up and spread further. And so much activity with our youth is also happening as they're standing up with so much clarity, bringing something forward that is needed in these times. For the ending, as the Kogi said, is falling into the beginning in 2026. So we have a few more years of this cleansing to go through. But as we watch the ending fall down, our instruction was to pay attention to it so we stay informed, but to stay focused on that which is breaking through. And that which is breaking through have to do with the original principles, for it's carried on a current of unity and heart, love, tolerance, compassion, reciprocity, collaboration. These are the principles that we must ride on to carry ourselves in the current and into the new dawn. So we at the Fountain have been working very close with our elders to design a vehicle that will help to bring the original principles and their understandings back into our businesses, into the culture of those businesses and organizations and movements, so that through this work of transformation, as businesses and organizations and more people start to restore a foundation based on those original principles, then things start to change in a big, big way, because those cultures influence not only the people inside the culture, the families around those in that culture, the communities circled up around those cultures, but eventually it spreads itself further across the globe so that we can unify in larger numbers as we awaken to the choice we're in. So in 2023, we're going to Kauai. We're going to go there, and we're going to go in what we're calling Creators Lab. We're going to go and sit and listen to different lineages sharing the original principles. We're going to dive into the understanding and training that will help us see where we've been colonized in our own thinking and our habits and our ways of speaking and addressing the issues of our world, so that we can unlock ourselves from a deep, deep sleep and wake to stand together, unified as one people for one earth. Oh, Creator, I am so thankful that there are so many visionaries and people of heart that are waking and finding the courage to come together and unify and collaborate and convene the oneness of our planet. So much, Creator, to be thankful for in 2022. And now we're about to open to 2023, to a year when promise takes root and hope burns bright. And as my sister Loretta said today on a call that we were just on, there was a time when we all had wings. She is speaking now that we're returning to a time when we can give those wings flight once again into the promise of the new dawn. So thank you, Creator. Those old organizations and structures that have lost their way, they're beginning to dismantle. They're beginning to fall down. But out of the ashes of the old, there is a phoenix rising. And we are all riding that phoenix. We're catching inspiration. We're seeing new design. We're collaborating with the different threads we each hold in order to weave the tapestry of this time. And it is the instruction of the original people that are helping us know how to weave that tapestry. And for that, I'm oh so grateful. So I ask you, Creator, at this moment to go and look inside the heart of all those that may be listening to this message. And if there's anything heavy in their hearts, that you just lift it off their heart now, so that heart can open wide and the intelligence that lives there can begin to direct how the flow of love can move around this planet. And as it does so, the aroma of compassion can move through the winds and touch all that needs touching to bring us back to our wholeness, like this body that's being returned to wholeness in the valley of Teneca in Colombia. I thank you, Mother, that you've entrusted us with a significant moment in time. I thank you, great ones, ancient ones, the ancestors that have their hands upon the shoulder of everyone listening now, for it is the honoring of that lineage of our own ancestral roots that will help us stay grounded as the winds of change blow through. I thank you, Creator, for listening to this prayer. I thank you for the old ones that made a way and the footprints we're walking that follow that way, for the young ones that are coming that will carry that way. For there is a dream manifesting itself as we speak. So thank you for handing this beautiful mission of the fountain, allowing us to grow it into its fruition so it can stand in the world and be a vehicle of service to that which makes creation. We are in a making time. Let us stay humble in that moment, still in our minds, open in our hearts, and grounded in prayer. For all life is sacred. And for this knowing, I give great thanks. I give great thanks. I give great thanks. So may you have a joy-filled holiday season and know that you are seen and appreciated. Be the light you are. For when we are fully lit, we become stars upon this creation, and Star Nation can look down upon us and see heaven on earth. For all of this, I appreciate you, because without you walking with us and helping us and collaborating with us and inspiring us and guiding us, we would not have made it this far. Have a blessed winter solstice, and may all the wonder of it fill you, nourish you, and guide you in these next steps into 2023. Blessings to you.